We are live. Yes, it's me. Just me tonight, flying solo. Jesse is absent today. Cam is absent today. So we're just going to do our daily fantasy football talk here with Gerardo, aka Daddy G. So yeah, it was a wild week of fantasy football. Let's just say there's some ups and downs. Some people went high scoring last week. This week they probably had a shitty week. I saw some guys in our fucking league that had a terrible week, which is crazy. So let's just get into it. Let's do a little NFL recap. Broncos defense. I'm just going to be biased again. Broncos defense looked amazing. Only led one touchdown. Trevor Lawrence first drive down the field. After that, dude looked terrible. I don't know what Urban Meyer's going to do. I don't know how they're going to fix that team, but I guess after the game, told Vic Fangio that every team he's played so far is like playing Alabama. It's crazy. So you telling me you comparing the Texans to Alabama? Come on, my guy. What are you talking about? And of course, the Broncos defense right now is being that makes sense. We can be Alabama, but it's just crazy that he's saying all this. Listen, Urban, if you're watching the show, if you're listening, bro, just put in your 2 weeks. Put in your 2 weeks. Play 2 more games. Do your whole retirement speech, and then come on over to USC. Come run the Pac-12, bro. That's easy cake. The only person you got to be worried about is Oregon. If that UCLA, maybe they may be on the comeback, but you saw what USC did this week. Come on, Urban, we need you. I wouldn't mind you on the team, but NFL is not your thing. Just like Nick Saban is not his thing. Try it out for this year. Try it out for 2 more weeks. I don't know, man. Come on over. But for fantasy wise, Marvin Jones looks solid. Laviska Shenault looks hurt. He might be someone you want to keep an eye on. Maybe trade him. James Robinson also. I'm not sure what's going on with the run game there. If it's the same exact offensive line. Not sure. Ain't no shame dipping out. Look at Saban, best decision of his life. Yeah, look at Saban, cush job, multiple dealerships in Alabama, boat out there, out in the fucking, I don't know what lake it is, but he has a boat out there in Alabama. So Urban, just come on back. So I don't know if I was a James Robinson owner, if they don't release him, unlock him in this week, I would start to look maybe possibly just trading James Robinson because it just doesn't look good right now for owning Robinson. Trevor Lawrence, I've already seen a lot of waivers dropping him. People are dropping Trevor Lawrence like a bag of potatoes. Just boom, out, boom, out. I don't even want him. He's just not living up to the hype right now. I don't know how he's not when he has good receivers. He just didn't look great against the Broncos defense. True test, honestly. So again, if you have Laviska Shenault, watch out. He could be hurt. I don't know if he's playing this week. He's day to day, I guess. Marvin Jones is looking great. DJ Chark, he's okay. But tight end wise, they don't got good tight ends in Jacksonville. Moving on to the Broncos side, if you haven't, or if he is on your waiver wire, you need to pick up Javonte Williams. We got a peek of what he could possibly do. I mean, Melvin Gordon is a good ad, yes. But it looked like it was going to be the Javonte Williams show for a while in that game. He was running people over. He was getting good yardage. He was hitting people. And again, we haven't really established our run game yet with the Broncos. But if I was you guys, if you don't have Javonte Williams, he is a must. Where's Jesse? I don't know. Jesse is not here today. He is not participating. But it's okay. The show goes on. Okay? The show goes on, as Leo would say. So if Cortland Sutton, monster game, had like almost 160 yards in receptions or 160 yards in receiving yards. And if you have dropped them or if you don't have them because he's played last game like a bad week, that was just him getting his feet wet again because he hasn't played in a while. Coming off ACL injury, he is coming out next week against the Jets. Are you kidding me? You better start Cortland Sutton. Noah Fant, if you have him, start him next week against the Jets. Now, moving over to the Jets side. Zach Wilson looks like Sam Darnold out there playing against the Patriots. Not good. The kid threw 4 interceptions. Supposedly has a shoulder problem, according to Salah. I don't know if I was Like Corey Davis, not a factor. Denzel Mims, I dropped him. He hasn't done shit since he got in the league. There's a fucking waste, a bum. Michael Carter, thought he was going to be decent. Hasn't done shit. They have this white boy receiver, of course, who has really put up yards in Baxter Bardos, something like that. He's the leading receiver. Jameson Crowder wasn't a factor. I thought he would put up numbers, but Patriots defense is just still good, still legit. It's Bill Belichick. He knows how to coach people. So if you have any Jets players, do not start them next week. They are awful. Zach Wilson's awful, and of course going to Denver in a hostile environment. Coming in 2-0, crowds back, full stadium. If I was Zach Wilson, I would literally try to sit out. I would not want to play in that stadium, especially with Mile High. No, I would not. But the Patriots again, Mac Jones was a very ugly game. I mean, Mac Jones just a short dump it off to the guy, just dump it off. He's not like a big flashy player. He's just like a cold cut, clean dude. Yes, he's leading the rookie quarterbacks in passing yards per attempt out of Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence. He is the number one, but there is a new guy coming into town, Justin Fields. Now he might be on the waiver wire. If you have him, I think you should grab him because it might be the start of something special. Yes, Matt Nagy, that motherfucker, has cucked him because he promised Andy Dalton the job. He promised over in the offseason. But if Justin Fields plays very well against the Browns, I don't know, man. He might be the starter for the rest of the season, and he might be the rookie offensive player of the year. That's just how I see it. He did pretty well in halftime when he came in to replace Andy Dalton because he was hurt. But if I was him, if you have Allen Robinson, Darrell Mooney, Ty Montgomery, or not Ty Montgomery, oh my God, what's his name? Spacing on his name. This is why I need my partners here, my PICs. Let me look him up. Hold on. David Montgomery. That's what it is. David Montgomery. That offense is about to go off. I'm just saying. Just keep an eye out for that. I don't know I think it's like Corey Clement. I think is their tight end. But if you have any of those players or they're on the waiver wire, try to grab the Bears offense because they're about to pop off. Now the Browns are dealing with injuries. They got Jarvis Landry's out. He was put on IR because of sprained MCL. So now Odell Beckham, he's still day to day. He's not fully healthy yet. So who do we got to throw the ball? I mean, it is a run type offense for the Browns. So if I was you, I would try to go get Donovan Peoples-Jones, Swift, I think that's his name, and David Njoku because he could also be a factor, more receptions and all that stuff. Start Chu, AJ Brown, Allen Robinson, Chris Godwin, and Mike Williams. So first of all, how the fuck did you get all those players, my guy? Let's see. AJ Brown, Allen Robinson. I'll start Allen Robinson and Chris Godwin. Only because Allen Robinson's gonna get more. Is Justin Fields on? He's playing this week. He's gonna be started. That's gonna be his go-to guy. Chris Godwin, because it doesn't matter, but Antonio Brown's gone. So Tom Brady's going to look for Mike Evans, Gronk, or Chris Godwin. Since Antonio Brown's out, him. But I'll go Mike Williams too. I don't know. It's a hard one there, but if I was you, I would put in Allen Robinson and Chris Godwin. That's just me. That's just me. But good question. I like it. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. So where was I? So yeah, the Browns. If you have any of those guys, at least Donovan Peoples-Jones, David Njoku, Bryant, the other tight end. But again, it could all just be the run game with Nick Chubb because that guy is a fucking beast. He's just running people over, and then Kareem Hunt is running people over. It's a run offense. It's all run there. So, and also, let's talk about tomorrow's game real quick. Panthers, Texans. Like, whoever decided to put those two fucking teams on primetime needs to be fired. Like, I listen, NC Killer SC. I know, no disrespect to your team, the Panthers, but it's just the Panthers and the fucking Texans on Thursday night. Who ordered this, man? Uh, so I mean, we saw that the Tyrod Taylor again gets hurt and gets replaced by some no-name fucking quarterback. It's not like an all-star or anything, but just whoever Davis Mills, sorry, former Stanford quarterback, he's going in. So if you have Brandon Cooks, if you have Philip Lindsay, maybe David Johnson, it might be a run game. I don't know how good this guy is. Honestly, if he came from the Pac-12, I don't know if he's going to be slinging it or not. If they're going to tell him just be conservative and just run the ball. But you have to go get that fucking Panthers defense because they somehow shut out the Saints. James Winston looks like James Winston. They exposed him. I don't know if the Panthers defense is that good, but if I was you guys, go drop whatever defense you have and go pick up the Panthers because they're going to put a licking on Davis Mills. Okay, Mills Mafia. So if you have, and then again, Darnold, he looks like he's back. He looks like he's back to his USC days where he's just slinging the motherfucking rock to all the players. Christian McCaffrey's making him better. I think that's what it is. He just needs a good weapons around him, and the Jets didn't provide that for him. Look at Zach Wilson, no weapons. He's struggling. Sam Darnold with the Panthers. Christian McCaffrey's back. Sam Darnold's back. That team is just watch out because they beat the Saints. No one's talking about this, but the Saints looked very good up against the Packers. They look promising. And then all of a sudden, James Winston looks like James Winston took an absolute shit. So you tell me. I don't know if the defense is real. I don't know if the offense is real, but the Texans will definitely not be throwing up a lot of points. So get that defense. Sit all the Texans players because I don't trust this no-name quarterback coming in. This Panthers, again, if you have anybody from the Panthers, start them. I say start them because they're going to be playing from behind, and I'm not sure about that defense either. So, hey, North Carolina fans, shout out to you guys. So let's talk about the Saints. I don't know what happened, but Alvin Kamara literally did shit. Don't press the panic button on him just yet. Kamara will bounce back. I'm hoping for it because, again, all month the Saints will be on the road. They're not going to the Superdome because of the Hurricane Ida, I think. I can't remember. I don't know what it is. Some hurricane happened, so they're not going to be playing at home. So, again, there's no home games for them, like actual Superdome. So maybe that's what Alvin Kamara is struggling. I don't know what's going on, why they're struggling, why they can put up 34 points against the Packers in Lambeau, but then take an absolute shit against the Panthers. I don't know what's going on. So hopefully James Winston can bounce back. Hopefully Marcus Callaway can bounce back. Let's just hope the Saints have a better week this week. Because if I was only Kamara, I would want more touches, more yards, get more involved in the offense because it was absolutely terrible. So shit, where was I going from there? It's a little bit difficult, but I think I'm doing pretty well for being 13 minutes in. So yeah, the Saints. I just keep an eye out for them. I thought James was back, but I guess not. Speaking of the Packers, Aaron Rodgers back. Well, Aaron Jones is back, literally carrying the team. You can say what you want, but Aaron Jones with his 4 touchdowns, monster game. He looked like he got banged up, but he came back because he's just that much of a great player. Aaron Rodgers just looks all right. Looks like the same old Rodgers. He bounced back. Okay, it's good to have a bounce back game. So if you have Devontae Adams, he did everything. Packers are back. Okay, if you have Packers, start them again. Don't worry about them. They're fine. AJ Dillon owners, though, me in particular, I would be worried because they're not using him like they're supposed to. He was supposed to have the Jamal Williams role, which was be the pass catcher or getting in the third down back, which again they're not using him. I mean, yeah, Aaron Jones got 4 touchdowns. Couldn't they give one of those to AJ Dillon, get him more involved? I mean, you drafted him really high in the third round in that draft, and you're not using him well. Get rid of him if you're not going to use him. You're going to stick with Aaron Jones. But if I was AJ Dillon owners, it's time I would start trading him. I would try to start trading him now for a third tier, second tier type running back for people that have a ton of running backs that don't use their running backs. I would try to go for that route. And speaking of Jamal Williams, the Lions, Jared Goff, the man looked good. He was out there slinging it. He was making everyone look good around him. Jamal Williams was not. I think he's just not 100% after last week. There was a wide receiver that I saw put up numbers. Let me see if I can find him. He was an absolute monster out there. I think someone might have picked him up, honestly, in one of my leagues. Oh, yeah, Cypress. Cypress is a wide receiver for the Lions. If you have him available, you should totally go pick him up. He is like the new guy there. He's like the new Kenny Galladay. Even though they have Amon St. Brown waiting for him to come up in one of these games, he's going to have a breakout game. USC fight on. He's going to have a come up game. But Cypress right now is the go to guy for Jared Goff. TJ Hawkinson is also, if you have TJ Hawkinson, do not sit on him. Don't sit on him. No matter who they're playing, start him because that is Jared Goff's number one guy. Is TJ Hawkinson. He might be the best tight end coming up, honestly. This is TJ's year. But DeAndre Swift owners, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not looking good. I thought he would have a better year now, but it's just the same old lines. They need to run the ball, but they're not running the ball. It's because they're always behind, because the defense is atrocious. So if you have any Lions offense players, just try to start like Jared Goff, maybe Jamal Williams in a flex. But if you have Cypress or TJ, he's there definitely a number 2 wide receiver or a flex tight end or tight end number 1. So just try to do that. But yeah, so let me see right now. Let's go to swing it over to the swing it over to the 49ers. They have a little bit of issues over there. They have some injuries, I should say. Every year seems like they're Super Bowl contenders, but there's always some sort of group that gets hurt. Last year, the whole defense was the hurt. Okay, so they struggled. This and also some of the wide receivers were hurt. They struggled. This year, we always made a joke that they have a ton of running backs. It's a running back committee. Now, here we are, week 3, and literally everyone's hurt. Raheem Mostert, he's out for the year. They bring in Elijah Mitchell, do look phenomenal. He got hurt. He got banged up. It's not just a sting in the shoulder. It could be problems with the shoulder. Trey Sherman, who they drafted in the 3rd round or 4th round, he has a concussion. He's in concussion protocol. Jeff Wilson, he still isn't back yet. He's still on the injury, or he's still recovering from his injuries from last year. So they call in Chris Thompson. They call in, I can't remember who else they call. They call in another running backs put on the practice squad because they need it. Let's just say as of right now, they don't have a go-to running back, and it's Wednesday. So if you have Elijah Mitchell, I don't know. You better wake up Sunday morning at like 9:30. Check on his status and see if you want to play him, because if he's still hurt on his shoulder, I don't know. It might be Trey Sherman's fucking show, but Elijah Mitchell might possibly not play because of that shoulder. Because being a running back, that's what you need. You need to lower the shoulder, lower the pad, and knock these guys out. But wide receiver wise, George Kittle's doing the same thing. Gets all the targets. Brandon Ayuk, he's still in the doghouse. I don't know what it is. I don't know what he's doing. He had a phenomenal year last year, but then I don't know what he did to be in Kyle Shanahan's doghouse. Dude hasn't showed up. He hasn't done anything to get his stock back up. People are dropping him left and right. So I don't know. Hopefully he can turn it around. If they does turn it around, don't wait on it. Don't hesitate, but go pick him up. Go pick him up if he's available. If someone drops him, that's your money. Someone's trash is another one's. It's your fucking treasure. So go pick up Brandon Ayuk if you see someone drop him, or if someone does have him, try to trade for him. Okay, because I'm pretty sure those people will be like getting sick of him. They're not utilizing him. Go get him because it's George Kittle and Deebo Samuel. That's that show. That's the wide receivers over there that's catching everything. Yeah, George Kittle's a fucking tight end, but they use him really well, and it's a run game there. So hopefully, Brandon, you can come back in this, offense that's really high power, really, and they score a lot with Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, it was not a good game against the Eagles. And yeah, let's switch over to the Eagles. I mean, we have an Eagle correspondent here, but he is absent today. So I'm not going to shit on the Eagles. Let's just say that they just didn't show up. I think they were at home and they didn't show up. I don't know what happened to Jalen Hurts. He was rushed. He's rushing pretty good. I don't know where Devontae Smith was at. I don't know where Miles Sanders was at. the team was just flat. It came out flat at home. So it might be a better road team. I don't know. It might be because they played Atlanta last week, and they played in the dome. He played a lot better there. Maybe he's not an outdoor guy. Maybe he's a dome guy. I don't know. Jalen Hurts better figure it out, dude. Because losing against the Niners like that was a very close game. Because it was just a shitty game for both ends. And I mean, yeah, the defense, they lost some guys for the Eagles, but I was expecting more from Hurts. I was expecting more from Smith. I was expecting more from Sanders, but I didn't see it. Again, I wish we had our Eagles correspondent here to really break us down what happened in that game. But and now I just want to switch back over to the West Coast. Let's talk about the Chargers Cowboys game. Let's talk about the Cowboys real quick. Now, I don't know what happened, but you might know where I'm going with this. Ezekiel Elliott, he gets the bag. He had an off year last year. People say it's COVID year. Dak Prescott was gone. He didn't have his buddy. Couldn't set the play action. Couldn't get the run game going last year for him. Cool. Yeah, got it. Then explain to me why he looks slower this year than last year. Why he looks terrible this year. And why is Tony Pollard, shout out Memphis, why is Tony Pollard looking way better than him and rushing way better with the same fucking offensive line? Now, if I was a Zeke owner, and I have seen someone on the sleeper app put him up for sale. They're looking to trade him. Don't know what he wants. Hope he's not asking for a lot because, I mean, I watch football. Anyone that plays fantasy, I hope they watch football to know that Zeke is not the same Zeke. Zeke is falling hard. His stock is falling harder than 2008 when the stock market crashed, okay? He's not the same guy. He looks fat. He looks slow. He can't fucking find the holes. He might be done. I must say right here on this podcast, this might be his last year with the Cowboys. They might cut him. They might buy him out. They might trade him. It might be the Tony Pollard show. And now if Tony Pollard is available, what are you doing? Get on him. Get on him like white on rice, man. You need to go get Tony Pollard. Because it's starting to look like him. He had more carries. He had more rushing yards. And he had another touchdown. Yeah, Zeke had a touchdown, but it was a garbage touchdown. So I would trade Zeke away, try to get Tony Pollard, and Amari Cooper. He might be banged up, so keep your eye on him. If you have CD Lamb, it might be the Lamb show coming up. It might be the Lamb show. So it's gonna be the Lamb chops. It's gonna be chopping it up out there against all the DBs. He might be double coverage, but again, Amari Cooper might be hurt. I don't know. He has a lot of rib injuries. Okay, we need to call Chili's and give some baby back ribs because a lot of rib injuries from what I saw. But switching over to the Chargers side, I don't know what's going on with the Chargers, man. Justin Herbert, I thought he would play better. Thought Mike Williams would play better. Keenan Allen did play good, but Austin Eckler did okay. They just don't have his tight ends. That's how he thrived last year. He had Hunter Henry, who was a very phenomenal tight end, which is with the Patriots. Yeah, you have Jared Cook, who was like in his almost 40s. He doesn't have the same speed as like Antonio Gates when he was there. Just looks slow. Like that's how Justin Herbert thrives is with. He has a phenomenal arm. I love Justin Herbert. I'm just super jealous that he's on the Chargers. Yeah, we have Teddy Two Gloves, but Justin Herbert has a fucking strong ass arm. Like the dude can sling it anywhere. He can go up against Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen any day of the week. Dude can sling it as well. But my thing is I don't know. They just need like a good tight end, and letting Hunter Henry go was a mistake by them. Because I feel like Justin Herbert should be playing better, but because they don't have the right weapons, he's not. Yeah, Mike Williams is great. Keenan Allen's great, but it just seems like he needs one more piece, and that's the guy in the middle, and that's the tight end position. He doesn't have that. So I'm a Justin Herbert owner. I'm going to ride with him. Keenan Allen, that's a must start. Mike Williams, he's like a wide receiver too, flex if that. If you're really low on players this week, that's a good flex option is Mike Williams. And Austin Eckler, no matter what, you have to start him. You cannot not start him. You can never know what happens. He can make big plays or little plays. You just have to start him. Not sure what they're playing next week, but you have to start him. Starting next week. All Chargers, they're going to have a bounce back game. I believe in the Chargers this year. They're a good team. Let's just see what happens next year or next week or this week. Sorry. Let's see. Let's move on to who was it? Oh, let's move on to the Minnesota game. Minnesota Cardinals. That was a game. That was a great game. No defense, which is weird for Mike Zimmerman and his defense. Usually he's a defense-oriented guy. But yeah, no, Kirk Cousins. Say what you want. He did play very well. You can't see not Kirk Cousins it, but everyone got involved. Thielen got involved. Justin Jefferson got involved, and then the new kid on the block pulled up his name. Thing is KJ Osborne. Now, you need to pick this kid up. He is warming up. He is starting to flow. He got 12 points week 1 and 17 points in week 2. So if you haven't picked him up yet, go pick him up. What are you doing? Of course, the person that did pick him up in one of my leagues is Jesse, because he just knows who to pick up all the time. So go get KJ Osborne. He's going to be that new third receiver guy, even though they do have 2 other great receivers. Just this kid's fucking good. He's catching everything that Kirk Cousins throwing him. And Dalvin Cook is day to day. He has some knee problems. I think that's what it was, or ribs. I can't remember again. Like I said, it just have been a rib day. Everyone was getting hit with rib injuries. But that was a shootout. It was a great game. Sucks for them. They can't find a kicker. I'm pretty sure that was Blair Walsh that kicked it, but he hasn't played in forever. But it's just, I thought by playing indoors, he might be able to kick balls inside, but dude missed it. 37-yarder fucking chip shot, bro. Don't get it. Shout out to the Minnesota fans. It's still our fans. But anyways, the Cardinals. Let's see. Where can we start? Yeah. Christian Kirk. Dude's an animal. Fucking DeAndre Hopkins. Animal. AJ Green got a touchdown. Yeah, he still plays football, AJ Green. Shout out to AJ Green. I mean, he didn't have that many yards, but he had a touchdown. Kyler Murray, so far, he's my leading candidate for MVP this year. I'll say he's my number 1. And my number 2 will probably be like Cooper Kupp. We'll get to that game later, but Cooper Kupp for sure. So if I was a Cardinals fan, or if I was any Cardinals owners out there, any of those offensive guys, you just have to start. And Kyler Murray is on a tear. If you have Kyler Murray, you're looking very good. He is getting you yards for days. Now, if you can just clean up the interceptions, dude looks phenomenal. So let's just start except for AJ Green, don't start him. Just he's not consistent yet. I don't know if he's going to be involved anymore in that offense, but it's because Randall Moore is just fucking dudes has like more yards after the catch than any other receiver out there. So just see what I mean. They're just loaded. They have everything now. Like Cliff Kingsbury has a team now with wide receivers that can catch and run. So AJ Green, just don't even worry about him. But if you have Randall Moore, Christian Kirk, or DeAndre Hopkins, start them. Let's move on to one of my favorite games. Of course, I'm going to just go with the Seahawks. Seahawks, Tennessee. Seahawks, of course, Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett, the couple that never will ever break up. Yeah, anyways, but just that duo right there is just a threat to have. Russell Wilson just still looks good. DK Metcalf, I don't know what happened to him. He's maybe getting slower, maybe getting too muscular. I don't know, man. He was MIA that game. But they did have some other kid. I can't remember his name, but he caught a bomb from Russell. And Chris Carson doing Chris Carson things. I guess start Chris Carson this week. Start Russell Wilson this week and Lockett. DK Metcalf, though. I'm hoping maybe he has a game next week or this week. I just don't know what happened to the kid. He wasn't even a factor last game. You know, with that defense, I don't think Tennessee has a great defense because this is the second week people put up 30 on them. So let's switch over to the Tennessee side. Now, if you have Derrick Henry right now, do not trade him. Do not sit him. You Start that motherfucker like you start a race car. He is just if he's peaking right. If he starts to peak now in week 3, usually he starts peaking week 5, week 6. He gets those yards. But the dude had fucking 3 touchdowns, 145 yards, I think, rushing against a supposedly a revamped defense, which made him look like shit. So yes, start Derrick Henry. Do not trade him away. Do not sit him for at all. You start unless it's bye week, of course. But yes, start Derrick Henry. He is on the tear. Now AJ Brown. Again, I don't know what's going on with Ryan Tannehill. If he's just not seeing him out there, or what's going on with Ryan. If it was just Arthur Smith that had better plays for him to make, but it's just Ryan Tannehill might be coming back to the Miami Dolphin days. I mean, yeah, he had good throws to Julio Jones, but none of them scored a touchdown. No one got a touchdown. No, he didn't throw a touchdown. It was all Derrick Henry. Yeah, I get that, but you have 2 good receivers in Julio Jones and AJ Brown, but you don't utilize them that well. You just go and say Julio Jones, you're not throwing to AJ Browns. If I was AJ Brown owners, you gotta just feel it. You just gotta take a gamble on that. You gotta see, is Ryan Tannehill going to throw it to him? He's going to throw a touchdown to him. Hopefully, I think they're playing in Tennessee this week. I hope they come out and just start just let it rip, Tannehill. Just let it rip. I hope he's on a downfall. I was really rooting for him to come out this year to just do what he did the last 2 years. It's not looking like it. He's not looking like it. So hopefully Tannehill figures it out and they come out slinging the ball. So that way Derrick Henry can start, running the ball instead of getting carried or having 35 carries every fucking game. That was insane to have 35 carries. So let's switch it over to, let's see, what game I want to talk about. The Rams. Who did the Rams play again? It was the Rams and I can't remember. Week 2. The Rams play the Colts. Yes, the Colts. That was a bad game for Colts fans because Carson Wentz doing Carson Wentz things. Dude has bad ankles. He literally sprained both ankles. One was a high ankle sprain and one was a low ankle sprain. But somehow they're optimistic that he might play this week, which I highly doubt. Because a quarterback like him, because he can't find anybody for some reason, he always scrambles, and that's how he gets hurt. He needs those ankles. I don't know what he's talking about. He's going to play this week. There's absolutely no fucking way he plays this week. But Jonathan Taylor owners, you just keep starting that guy. Marlon Mack owners, I don't know. Naeem Hines, I don't know what's going on there. He was supposed to be the next guy. But if you're Michael Pittman, and some might not even own him in leagues. Some might just be sleeping on him. You better go pick up Michael Pittman. The dude had 8 catches for 123 yards. No touchdowns, but still, that's a great number. I mean, Michael Pittman's the guy there. He's the number 1 receiver. If you don't have him, if he's in some leagues, he might even be picked up. And then Zach Pascal, he's obviously the number 2. So yeah, like if I was, I don't know, because if Wentz is playing, you might want to start Michael Pittman. But if Jacob Eason's playing, gosh, I don't know. It's a tough call because the Colts are playing the Titans. Again, that's a good team. It's a throw up on that one because the Colts could play out good with Wentz out. Maybe Jacob Eason might throw the rock around. I don't know. It's a hard call, but I will still start Michael Pittman actually and Jonathan Taylor for sure. But yeah, the Rams, Matthew Stafford, didn't play great. I don't think. I mean, he 19 for 30 for 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, one interceptions. I mean, 1 sack, not great, but still Matty Ice. I'll still throw him in. And Darrell Henderson owners, you just keep rocking that guy. Dude's fucking, getting touchdowns to the left and right here, so you don't sit him. But Cooper Kupp owners, you start him. Do not say Cooper Kupp because he's on a tear. That is Matthew Stafford's favorite guy right there. So him and Robert Woods. I don't see anybody else that he's throwing to but those 2 guys. So start both of them no matter what. It could be one guy's show, it could be the other guy's show, but start him. And then Sony Michel, he started looking comfortable in that offensive scheme. He got 10 carries, so also just be aware of him. And let's switch over to the Dolphins, Miami, Buffalo. Oh, wait, sorry, Buffalo and Miami game. Let's go there. So Josh Allen again. I don't know how they scored 35 points because Josh Allen had 2 touchdowns, 17 for 33 for 179 yards. Now that's not a great game, even though it's just a defensive game for them. Josh Allen still didn't play good. He hasn't played good. I don't think he played that good against the Steelers. Josh Allen might be a fraud? Question mark. I don't know. I thought he would play a little bit better. It's not the greatest rating. Teddy Bridgewater had a better quarterback rating than him. Devin Singletary, though, not bad. 13 carries, 82 yards, and a TD. That's great. If I was a Singletary owner, I'll start as a flex. Wouldn't want to be an RB, maybe an RB2, not an RB1, but RB2 for sure. But Stephon Diggs, he's still doing good. I mean, that's the guy, obviously. 4 catches for 6 yards on a TD. I mean, I just thought Allen would play better. Maybe he just had good field position. That's why he didn't throw up much yards. But, you might be crazy as fuck, but if you are a Tua owner, if you do have Tua Tagovailoa, if you do own him, obviously you got to sit on him because he's hurt. Soft. Dude's soft. I thought he would be a little bit more grit guy, but his ribs, I guess, hurt. So now they got to put in Jacoby Brissett. Don't go running for him. Do not go running for Jacoby Brissett because he's not that great. He's a good backup quarterback, but he's not going to be throwing a rock around. Jacoby Brissett is not the guy there. So, if I was you guys, I would totally start, Myles Gaskin. You just might be running the ball, but I would be surprised if Jacoby Brissett actually does well. I'm very surprised. If you have Gesicki or Waddle or Parker, you can go ahead and start them. But, that's on your call. That's your risk right there. The best player, honestly, probably Gesicki down the middle, big boy, or Devontae Parker. Waddle, maybe. I'm not sure about this Miami team yet. They look good against the Patriots, but I don't know what the fuck the Patriots. Well, obviously we saw what happened in the Patriots game. So, it's a coin toss between these teams. These players on this team, if you want to sit them or start them. But yeah, let's talk about the Raiders Steelers game. That was a weird one. Jesse called it last week. He said if you have Ben Roethlisberger, sit him because the way they were rushing Lamar Jackson, the Raiders they were getting to him quick, and Lamar Jackson's quick. Ben Roethlisberger is old as fuck. He just looks like the dad out there trying to throw the rock with his kids, and he's just slow as shit. He can't run anymore. Look what happened. Big Ben is hurt, and so is Derek Carr. They say Derek Carr is going to be good to go, but I don't know about Big Ben. He has shoulder problems. But that's just what Big Ben does. He likes to make it about himself. He likes to say, I'm hurt, so that way when he comes out on Sunday, he's out there throwing a rock, and was like, oh, Big Ben's not hurt. Look at him. Looks like Big Ben again. So, I don't know, man. I kind of give up on the Steelers with Big Ben. I think once Big Ben's gone, I'm pretty sure that team will be better. Because you look at it, he just picks one guy, Eric Ebron, who's a great tight end. Zero target or 0 catches, 2 targets. Juju Smith, a great wide receiver, nothing. Deontay Johnson, who got hurt at the end of the game, he's out. So who is he going to have? He just targets him 12 times. 12 times. What are we doing here? Chase Claypool, 3 catches, 70 yards. Najee Harris, I thought that was his coming out game. Possibly not the case at all. He had 10 carries for 38 yards. He had one good run, stiffed arm the man. I feel like that man, Stephen Abrams or Jonathan Abrams, I think he needs to go ahead and retire after that stiff arm to the face. And Steelers owners, keep an eye out on Josh Jacobs. I hope he comes back. He's still day to day. Doesn't look like he might be starting though. And Kenyon Drake, I would, if I was Raider fans, I'll ask my money back. Dude is not living up to the money that they're paying him. He's has 7 carries for 9 yards. Not great. We brought this guy in, should be the RB2. A lot of money, and he's not performing well. That's why Arizona probably let him walk, because he's just a bum Alabama player. There, I said it. But the best Alabama player that did play was Henry Ruggs. fucking balled out. Came out finally, did something that he's utilizing his speed, or maybe Derek Carr is finally trusting him. Threw it out there. He recalled it 5 catches, 133 yards, and 1 TD. 61-yard bomb touchdown. It's a great play. Micah Fitzpatrick was out of coverage, couldn't get to him. But I would start Henry Ruggs. I think he might be warming up. I think he's starting to get used to this coverage, and I think Derek Carr is starting to believe in him. Because Darren Waller is his go-to guy, and Darren Waller only had 5 catches for 65 yards because everyone just knew it was going to go to him. Everyone knows the Raiders rely on Darren Waller. So what happens? Good old John Gruden calls up a spider chew by banana and just slings it out to fucking Henry Ruggs at his speed. Look what the Raiders are doing. They look pretty good. The Broncos are tied with them. And the AFC West, we're tied at first because the fucking Chiefs lost. Now let's move over to the Chiefs real quick. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. This is a guy that came in fantasy football-wise overhyped now. I'm going to say he was overhyped. I drafted him in one of my fantasy dynasty leagues. I drafted him, stuck with them all year. I've got multiple great offers for him. I thought he was going to be great. That first year, I thought he was going to be great. Now looking at it, I did trade him away for Alvin Kamara, which was an upgrade, but I feel like I was getting more during the season last year. This year, I'm gonna say right now, it is time to hit the panic button. He fumbled late in that game against the Ravens, which was a crucial first down that they needed. He fumbled it bad. He might be on Andy Reid's doghouse. He might not start. He might not get that many carries. Yeah, I don't know how great tight ends or running backs over there, but I would, if you have Clyde Edwards, I would try to sell him for something, a pick maybe. You'll be lucky to get a decent player from him because everyone's seeing him and he's not living up to the hype that he got coming in. He's not doing what he did at LSU. He's not seeing the holes. He's fumbling too much. He's a small guy. He's in Andy Reid's offense. We thought he was going to be the next Brian Westbrook, and he's not. So if I was a CHE, I would start to panic a little bit after. If you see what happens week 3, if he bounces back, if he doesn't get any carries because he's in the doghouse after fumbling, just be wary. Just be ready to maybe hit that, start shopping around, or if you're on a sleeper app, put him on the trading block so everyone in your fantasy sees that he's up for sale. But yes, it's time to maybe not look for him, not get him. Tyreek Hill owners, I know you guys were frustrated. You maybe needed, like that was that Sunday night game. You're probably looking, okay, I need Tyreek to get his 20 points so he can, so I can beat this guy. Or I just need this much points so I can get ahead of this guy. So Monday night it's not that close of a game. I'm sorry, but he got shut out. I don't know how the Ravens found it. Blueprint game, maybe. Maybe they found the blueprint to how to shut down Tyreek Hill. But you have like one catch and 14 yards for a guy that averages almost like 100 yards a game. It's insane. So whatever John Harbaugh did, blueprint. They figured out how to shut him down. So don't freak out. It's just one game. Start him next week. Don't worry, he'll bounce back for sure. It's just that's who Tyreek Hill is, and that's who Patrick Mahomes is. They both will bounce back next game. Obviously, it was Travis Kelce. You start that motherfucker. Absolutely, do not sit him. You start that guy. And Patrick Mahomes can start that guy. I mean, yes, he's first loss in September. I feel like when a guy like that, a player like that caliber loses, he would have a fuck you game. Like comes back next game and just fucks on everybody. Just bukkake everywhere. So definitely start those two guys. Do not sit them just because they had a terrible game. Tyreek Hill had a terrible game. Travis Kelce just had a Travis Kelce game. Clyde, I don't know. We'll see about that. But now, switching over to the Ravens, some people, when they saw the running backs going down, they said, "Oh, Devontae Freeman's coming in." Oh my gosh, Levant. Oh my god, Levante Bell? No, LeVar. Oh my god, I can't say his name. Not LeVar. Le'Veon Bell, sorry. Le'Veon Bell is coming in. Devontae Freeman's coming in. All these running backs are, no-name running backs are coming in to possibly be the starter for Baltimore. They said, fuck that. We got this guy named Trey Williams. He's going to be our star, and he has been. He's been doing really well. And you have Latavius Murray, so if you did pick up Devontae Freeman or Le'Veon Bell, most likely they're not going to see that many carries because what they have, two guys are already pretty good. So if I was you guys, they'll just drop them. Don't even worry about it. No one's gonna pick them up. Just drop them. They're just useless at this point. Mark Andrew owners, I would not press the panic button just yet. I mean, you look at who the Ravens have played. They played very well teams, really good teams back to back. So you just gotta let them get a team that's not that great on defense, just so they can like a coming out game. So far, like that last game was really tough, and then the game before that was really tough for them. So, because everyone knows Lamar Jackson can just do whatever he wants, but Mark Andrews is the guy there. That's Lamar Jackson's guy. But I would not panic yet. I would not sell him yet. I would keep him. Don't worry, he will have a bounce back game, and I'm shooting for this week. He will have at least a touchdown. So don't sleep on Mark Andrews. Marquise Brown, on the other hand, is he finally coming out? Is he finally trying to? Is he going to be that guy that everyone thought he was going to be? Looks like it. Did really well against the. I mean, again, I don't think the Chiefs has a great secondary, so that could be a reason why. But yeah, no, you start him. You keep starting. Maybe Lamar Jackson's starting to get that connection that he has with Marquise Brown. And maybe that's why Mark Andrews is not getting that many catches or targets. But I wouldn't sit Mark Andrews yet. I'll keep rolling with them, see what happens. But let's see, what else? What else do we have? Well, what game did I not cover? I think I'm pretty much the Falcons Buccaneers. So from what I saw, Russell Gage might be hurt. He might be out next week or this week. He might. Matt Ryan I think Matt Ryan needs to put it up. I think this has to be his last year. So the Falcons kind of fucked up by not drafting a quarterback. In my opinion, they should have drafted a quarterback instead of Kyle Pitts, because just Matt Ryan is not doing great. After Kyle Shanahan left, he has been on a downhill, and I'm surprised he's still in it. He can't throw the ball. I mean, he can, but his quarterback rating is terrible. Calvin Ridley, I mean, he's still doing good, but a player that you might want to get, it's obviously a player that everyone's like, who the fuck is this guy? Why would I use this guy? This guy's ass. Who is this bum? But don't get me wrong, Cordell Patterson. Cordell Patterson is somehow on a tear. He's just a gadget guy. He's a guy that should have wear number 11 or number 6, because they just throw him everywhere. Everywhere he's played, he's always just a gadget guy. He's a wide receiver, running back, tight end, fucking kick returner, punt returner. He's fast, but here Arthur Smith is using him like every fucking thing, everything there. He's a running back. He's doing sweeps. So Cordell Patterson had 7 carries for 11 yards, 1 touchdown, 5 receptions, 58 yards, and 1 touchdown. So he had 2 touchdowns. 1 rushing and 1 receiving. Now, in fantasy wise, that's totally different because he's catching and he's rushing. So he's depending on your scoring, if you do a PPR, non PPR, he's catching and he's scoring 2 touchdowns. I wouldn't see why not. Go if you have him, good. Start him as a flex. If you don't have him, he's available. Fucking start him. I guarantee he'll probably put up more good points. But Kyle Pitts, he's doing good. Now, I just don't think they have an answer for the run game. Mike Davis is great, but I just feel like they need another guy there. They just don't have the guy they need to really maybe set up the play action. That's why Matt Ryan is struggling. I don't know. Dude's just not great right now. But Mike Davis, I don't know. He's not that great, honestly. I mean, he was okay with North Carolina, but with the Falcons, I just thought it was a weird move for him to go over there. Hopefully he turns it up. I don't know. We'll see. It's just beginning. It's week 3. We'll see what happens, But on the other side, let's talk about Father Time, aka Tom Brady, aka the GOAT, aka the legend. 5 fucking touchdowns. No interceptions. I can't even tell you. Can't even fathom. How the fuck is this guy still slinging the rock? How is this guy in the league still? I mean, he had 3 sacks. It's not like it was an easy game for him. He had 3 sacks. And I think he had he had a fumble too. He fumbled the ball. But yeah, he threw 5 touchdowns like it was nothing. The dude is still good. I don't get it. It might be his best in fantasy wise. Tom Brady's never been good in fantasy wise. But this year, it seems like that's what he's going for. He wants to be great in fantasy football or something. It just makes no sense. So running back wise, Bruce said Ronald Jones is the guy. He came out with the list: Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette, and Giovanni Bernard. But it looks like it was playoff Lenny. That he got the carries. He got 11 carries, 52 yards. Ronald Jones, 6 carries, 27 yards. Now, if you have Ronald Jones, I think you could try to get something from him. I think it's time to, if you don't want him, if you feel like he's not going to amount to anything, I think you should try to trade him away. He seems like he just can't find his way in that offense system. I think they should trade him away. Obviously, it's playoff Lenny there that they love. Ronald Jones is a great player. Again, not trying to be biased, but he's a great player. I just think he needs a better scenery. There's just a really crowded backfield there. Ronald Jones needs to leave or something after the season. He's not a great fit. But they did lose AJ Brown. Not AJ Brown, Antonio Brown. So wide receiver wise again, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Gronk. Gronk getting 2 touchdowns. Mike Evans getting 2 touchdowns. Like, that's just the trio. That's the big 3 at catching the ball. So of course you have to start them. You have to start all 3 of them. There's no way you wouldn't. Giovanni Bernard maybe 2. Nah. Actually, nah. Fuck that. I mean, the guy's a good receiving running back, but other than that, he's all right. I want to start him because I have nothing else. I mean, you should have someone just start over Giovanni Bernard. Let's see. All right, let's do some predictions tomorrow. Oh shit! Now I'm week 4. Predictions. So tomorrow, Panthers, Texans, in Texas, in Houston. Good old Houston. The Panthers are a 8-point favorite, huh? Over under 43. That's low numbers there. So the money line, okay. So 8-point favorite. I can see Sam putting up 2 touchdowns, 238. Christian McCaffrey catches one of those touchdowns. He has about 20 carries, 110 yards rushing, and a touchdown. And then Rob Anderson, DJ Moore just go off. Just do their thing. So I think I got my money on the Panthers. Texans, again, I just don't believe in them. So we'll see. I mean, a lot of waiver. Oh shit! A lot of if you need help with the waiver wire, I mean, let me know. I'll let you know who should go out there, who should trade for. Like I said, try getting Alexander Madison, Corda Patterson, KJ Osborne, Panthers defense. And again, this one was a miss because I didn't want to talk about the Giants because that was on Thursday. I forgot about them. But Darius Slayton, if you have Darius Slayton, that looks like the go-to guy. And the reason I'm saying Alexander Madison is because he's the backup to Dalvin Cook, who is again having injuries. I would also try to trade, or not try to trade. I will start Alexander Madison, who is a great, phenomenal running back. All right. So don't be shy. And if you're 0-2 right now, you might be thinking to yourself, it's time to hit the panic button. Because I'm hitting the panic button. I've decided to try to move some guys, hopefully that have somewhat value, and you get other guys. Probably going to send out some trades here after the show. I'm 0-2 in one league, 2-0 in another league, and then 1-1 in another league. So my pride joy league, it's a dynasty league. I'm 0-2, terrible. I haven't even cracked 100 points yet. I need to find something here. So start doing some trades. I think, or always do trades. According to Jesse, he's a trade machine. But a person that doesn't like to do trades but want to make their team better, I think it's time to hit that panic button, bro, because it's getting sketchy out there. You gotta start thinking the weeks get closer, the weeks get faster, and before you know it, the fucking playoffs are coming, and you're still haven't cracked like 100 yet. So averaging 80 points when everyone else is averaging 100, it's not good, especially when you have Alvin Kamara. So if you need trade advice, hit us up in the DMs, Daddy Sports Hour, and either on Twitter or on Instagram. You can find us there. You can ask us. Jesse will be in there. He'll chop it up with you. He's a great, phenomenal trade machine guy. So yeah, like this. So next week, next Wednesday, it'll be my show. I'll be gone for a while, so hopefully Jesse can handle it. He's a good host. He can do it. I believe in him. I'm just surprised that I've done this for 55 minutes by myself, and no help needed. I'm proud of. Hell yeah. I like to see someone else do this by themselves, talking to themselves, third person, this motherfucker. Shout out to the people that did come. Noah, Dantel. Hey, I like the questions come through next week. Hopefully Jess will be here. So yeah, catch us next week. What happened to peace?